Hi, it's Jess from Jess Art here, back again. I just wanted to say hello to you guys and talk you through the shipping that we are doing over here and the art that people have ordered. So the first one here is going to Austria, as you can see. Very nice, lots and lots of things to go off.
And we're going to talk about those in a minute. It's
Yes,
Vegas pool here as well with Jess, but the idea is now Jess is going to try and take over these things.
Yes.
So I'll shut up.
Taking over the videos. And then the next one is going to
Qatar?
Qatar, sorry. Not very good with my pronunciation of countries. I didn't take geography. But
And where's Qatar? It's in the...
Isn't it Middle East?
That's right, yeah, that's
Yeah?
there,
Okay.
yeah, okay, yeah, you're getting closer with your geographies, that's better, yeah.
And then the last one here is going to Texas, which is over in America.
Well done, yes. So the idea is we've had 3 big orders of canvases and actually a late entry, and we'll talk about those in a minute.
Yes.
But the idea is we just wanted to show you what we do, because we've obviously still got our giveaway on canvases. But we want to show that we do try. We've booked these 3 in. We won't show the delivery of the people who are doing it, so you won't be able to see through those bits of paper. But the idea is we've got them scheduled for tomorrow, and before we post them out, we just want
to show you what we do to post them out.
Absolutely. So we take the first bundle,
Yes.
which we know our buyer is particularly excited. So let's bring the whole lot up. So the idea is what we've got here. So you take a seat, honey.
Yes.
I'll keep zoomed in. Let's start with the packaging first, right at the bottom. So that's it. Go all the way to the bottom. So the idea is we are going to stick this picture into that A3, and that protects that because it is actually a very important painting, that one. So what's that one?
That's my splash with my whale.
It's the big whale, the famous whale. But as you will see, we've really carefully wrapped it. Now it was ready to go. So that will go into there, and then that will slot into a big jiffy bag. But we also, during the week, I was chatting to you and said to you, have you got any other artwork?
And I found the few pieces that I did early 2018, maybe into 19, but quite a while back when I was doing all sorts of different things with different media. So, and we put them and found them. And so this buyer obviously had an interest in them. So we are sending them off to him as well.
He's made us a very gracious offer. We are going to turn these into NFTs. We have agreed with him that's what we were going to do. But because he made a very kind offer, we said, you know what, that's really kind, yes please. And he's going to receive them, and I believe he's already said he's going to get them framed.
Is he?
Yes, and he actually has people already allocated that he thinks he's going to either keep them or he's going to give them out. He's got relatives and friends and things that he wants to show.
Really
so because these are so new, I haven't had a chance to get any of the details off you.
No.
And we've got to update the website, and we need to create them as NFTs. But before I put them in the post, we had to do this.
Yes.
So can we walk through what these are? So what's this first piece?
So this one's a wolf. If I turn it over.
Okay.
If you.
Oh yeah, because I thought initially with Mum when I was talking to her yesterday, I wonder whether it was a bear, but yeah.
So the colours are inspired by water because I've got obviously cool greys and blues in it, and the kind of splash water effect down here and up here. And I was just experimenting with my marker pens back quite a while ago, and I came across a good old photo of like a kind of wolfy fox thing, and I thought to myself, I would like to do that in pens and like ink, so let's do it. So I kind of, with my imagination and a reference photo that is probably long gone.
So these are
now.
felt tip pens. It's not. So it's not watercolours like I initially thought. Okay, so that's the first one, and of course we've got the squiggle signature, which is slightly different to your JES.
Yes.
Because that represents what?
JES represents the acrylic paintings.
And so this is everything else, like watercolours or pens, etc. So that's the first piece. And what are we going to call this? Because we haven't named this piece yet. So what's it going to be called?
I was thinking cool wolf.
Wolf, okay.
Cool wolf.
Oh, cool wolf, as in, cool man.
Cool wolf.
Like the Fonz.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So let's move that to the side. Let's put that on top of the whale, and we're gonna carefully wrap these up as well. I don't know how yet, but I will do that before the morning. The courier's coming tomorrow, and we're expecting this to get delivered sometime around the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, and we're hoping the receiver will actually provide us another kind video. Right, now the next piece. This is the bit that I think he named as number one. This is the one he liked most.
This is some of my experimental work of collage mixed with kind of a portrait, but lots of different things going on here that I was like, I'd like to do a bit of plants, I'd like to do a bit of collage, a bit of portraiture, and it was kind of an explosion of how I felt that day, I think.
And there's a lot of texture in it, isn't it?
Yes. So we've got all the plants, some squiggles down.
Take your time because I've got to get my camera onto your fingers, so you lead us through.
But lots of squiggles down here, and then up to lots of different plants.
Okay.
And I think the moral of this one was like, love will always win. And I think it was to do with plants, nature, and that no matter what, you'll be okay through everything. And you were obviously a little bit younger, so there was a stage when you were doing this type of experiments, really.
Yeah. But what I was really fascinated was the flowers in front of her face.
Yes.
What was that all about?
I think it was to do with the nature, and also like some people hide behind things.
Okay, yeah, I could understand that because I think that's really effective. I don't know whether other viewers will agree. Please put some comments below and give us your thoughts. Obviously, you can see on the face that you've outlined where the eyes would go. So you had started down that road, but you decided to leave it blank, which is an artist's prerogative, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, so should we move on to the next piece then?
Yes. Of course.
Oh yes, now we need to turn him around. That's right, to face the camera. Now I particularly like the look of this. It was initially when I looked at it, I thought, and then gradually over time, I really like this.
So this was done with watercolour pencils.
Oh, okay.
If you can see that in the more detailed areas, they're darker. Mm-hmm. And so with my brush, you put the watercolour pencil down and then you use your brush to blend afterwards. That's one method you can use. So I was really experimenting with them, and in that kind of water theme I thought, what could I do that would look quite cool? And I did a sea turtle.
Yeah, and these last couple of pieces they're not on canvases, are they? They're on quite thick pieces of paper.
I think they're on mixed media paper.
Oh, okay. Oh, mixed media paper. Oh, that sounds posh.
Or either watercolour paper or mixed media paper.
Okay.
I think.
So if we gently, carefully move that across.
Yeah, very fancy.
Now, this was my favourite piece. The more I look at it, the more I see in it, and the more I think, wow. Talk us through this one. Oh. We've made a mistake. I need to know the names of those two previous pieces.
Oh, yes.
So,
sorry.
No, that's right. So the collagey one, which is the love and hate, is that what it's going to be, or what's the name going to be?
A bit of everything.
A bit of everything?
Hopefully.
Right, okay.
If that's okay.
And the turtle? Sea turtle, or?
Yeah, sea turtle would be good.
And is it a splash, or is it just a normal? Is it going into the animal section?
It's going into the animal section because it's not a proper splash.
Okay. Yes, I know what you mean. It's not that massive run of things. Okay. Because you are planning some more splash, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Got lots new planned. So stay tuned.
So, right. Okay. So we've got names for those, and that's important. So this, right. I recognise that head.
So if any of you could guess, it's obviously me in this. And I used to do singing a while back, and so I used to love quite a lot of music, so I looked at music notes. So this was a bit of my personality and things going through my head at that time.
Wowsy, wow. And now this is why I've really liked it, because you've got your paint, sorry everybody, I don't mean to trump guess, but look, you've got your paint palette in the actual painting. How cool's that?
Yeah. And all my brushes and stuff, and pencil and a rubber, and
I'm not sure if I want this to go now. This has become one of my favourite pieces, and you were only 12, 13 when you drew this. So this is a good few years back.
This was just me kind of experimenting with lots of different bits and finding what kind of things I like to work with. I think this was done in watercolour pencil, again, as it gave a more kind of chalky.
Sorry,
texture.
For the non-artists out there, what do you mean water pencil? Are there pencils that you put in the water?
So, they're activated by water. Any of your fellow artists out there, you know what they are, but they're activated by water. So you can either draw them on and then use your brush to blend with water, or you can dip the pencil in the water and draw like that.
When you use them again, can you give me a shout? I've never seen them.
course.
I'm so old. They were never in my
You
day.
can get ink pencils. I've got a few ink pencils now, so I'm planning to use them and experiment with them. So yeah, but.
So talk me through the rest of the picture, because I can see some other bits in the background there as well with the musical notes.
The colours are kind of, because I've always loved colour in my art. As you can see with my previous things that I'm using a lot of colour. And I was listening to music, and I think that's more or less just it, just what's going through my mind at that time.
And these blobs where you got in the background, and I'm colourblind, so I can't say, are they just blobs, or because that looks a bit like Africa to me in the background, or is that just it's just a random thing? Because that looks like America over there, and that looks like Africa to me. That's just random.
That's just random. Kind of, I don't know, colour waves.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we going to call this as an NFT?
Not sure. My mind?
My mind.
Maybe.
Okay.
Or
We can
something
always,
along the
somewhere
lines
on that
like
line, maybe we'll work off that offline then, so maybe we can't name this one, because I'm thinking something like me, my music and my painting, or something like that. But it's your piece, you have to name it, but we do need to name it. Unfortunately, unlike the canvases, this was before I was starting to get an interest in Jess's art in terms of getting you to date it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we don't have a confirmed date. We just know these were back in 18, I'm afraid. So we're not going to make anything up. We're just being honest with you. That's where these were. Right, let's move on to the I think this is the fifth and final piece. Yes. And this one I really loved. And again, the more I look at this, the more I think, wow.
Like quite successful in my kind of opinion with the proportions of the fox.
Absolutely beautiful.
So I think I was watching a kind of nature program that had foxes in, and I've always loved nature and foxes and animals and stuff. So I kind of felt inspired to do a fox, and what's better is to get them sleeping, because they look really cute when they're sleeping.
And they're not moving then, so you don't have to worry about where they're going to shoot off to next.
Yes. And then so I just put a bit of free imagination kind of leaves here and here, and then like I think this is kind of the start of a kind of watercolour splash effect.
Yeah, you can see that you were just starting to get
experiment with it all.
I'm really impressed. So what's he called?
Red Sleepy Fox.
Red Sleepy Fox. Now, to be honest, I would say sound asleep, Red Fox. But we'll put that up, okay? Yeah. Red Sleepy Fox. Okay, so let's pop that away. So that's the first parcel. We are going to wrap that off as soon as we're finished with this video. Once that's wrapped up, they'll be ready for tomorrow's pickup.
Yes.
So would you like to take that parcel and put that back where it came from very carefully? And then let's bring over the next package. That's it. Which is going to Qatar. Now this one excited us because obviously the very kind buyers. Now the box is a bit ragged. That's the whole point. What we needed to do was find sturdy material to send this in. So basically we have a couple of pictures inside a bigger box, and then a slightly wider picture inside an A3, and that's all going to go into a big jiffy bag, and then we're going to wrap the jiffy bag up as well, just to make sure that we're trying to avoid any kind of tears or rips.
Yes.
Okay, so would you like to remove the two very carefully out there? And you can see this is a demonstration of how we try to wrap these paintings up. That's it.
Just
Yeah. you have to grab the whole package. That's it, from top and bottom. So that's the whole point. You can see we are really trying, because our biggest fear are the parcels arriving and they've got big holes in them.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
No. So
No.
yeah, let's unreveal what 3 are going off. So again, we've folded these into each other
Yes, we have.
where we can. And this is also for the receiver. So when they look at the package, they know what they're expecting.
So you would have thought you had one, but no, you have all of them that you've asked for. But this one slots in. Just so happens because of the size.
And as you can see, that was on a small canvas board.
Oh no, just canvas.
Oh, sorry, a canvas. Yeah, sorry. My technical term is wrong. Okay, and that is the...
It's one of the architecture collections. I think it's named Boats or Seville.
Seville.
Yeah,
It's Seville.
it was when I went off to Seville.
That's
I'm not
right.
sure of names with all of those. But,
You leave me to do the technical and you just do the painting.
but I went on holiday with school and I took a photo and based this on that.
And again,
photo.
the more I look at it and the more I look at the picture, the original photos, I love it. I love it. And
obviously, my proportion isn't quite right because I'm still learning.
Absolutely.
And some bits won't be quite right, but quite like it all together.
Absolutely. Okay.
So
Again, you can see we're being very careful how we're wrapping this, how we're going to put this in the box. So the bigger canvas here. Now this is the one that, wow. And the more, again, we look at this, the more Mum, because I'm colourblind, right, as you know, Mum's then pointed out, I didn't even realise there's 2 sides of colour here.
Oh yeah.
And the more I look at it, the more I think, wow.
So it's called The Changing Seasons, I think.
That's right.
So it's one with lots of different colour and bits. And it was kind of not from Bob Ross, but it was based on my own imagination, but in kind of his style from what I had learned previously. And I just went colourful, like I always do. And I think it came out really quite beautifully in the way that the colours complement each other.
Absolutely. So I think the receiver of this piece is actually getting a very delightful painting. This one is hard to show, but it just looks, the more you get close to it, the more beautiful it actually is.
Lots of detail. It did take me quite a while, this one.
Okay.
Right.
So moving on, because I know that we're going to have dinner in a minute as well. And you've got homework for tomorrow. You're finishing off your home ec, aren't you?
Yes, and then I will be officially done with school.
And then and that's a good point why you're doing that piece, because you've got an interview on Tuesday night.
Yes, I do.
And we're going to put details up about that in the bottom of this channel, so do look down below. But whilst that's going on, yes. Now the third piece. Now this is on a canvas board.
Yes. Now this is my deer that I did.
And we called him Snow Deer.
Yeah.
And the more I look at it again, the texture and the fur is just absolutely beautiful.
So another one of my animals that I did, inspired by lots of different bits that I've seen, obviously with animals, and I took a reference photo from that. But I really loved the deer because it inspired me to get all his texture and his fur and the light and dark in his eyes. If you can see
Yes.
that. There's a slight contrast in that one, catching the light, and that one.
And have you drawn snowflakes in there?
Yes, that's why he's the snow deer, because it's
Ah.
winter and the snowflakes from the thing are falling, so it's snowing. That's why I left the background completely white.
Oh, I see. That's your way of painting a lot of white.
Yeah.
Okay. That's beautiful as well. So I'm really chuffed that this one's coming over to you, the receiver of this. I don't want to publicly announce who's receiving what, but I hope you have many years of joy with this, or at least when it arrives in one piece. I'm sure it will. Again, this is more of an experiment because we've had successful packages to Austria so far and to Florida. But this is now the first time we've sent something to the Middle East.
Yes.
And that's both exciting, but also from somebody who's in the UK thinking, oh, it's got to get to the Middle East. How's that going to happen? So once it arrives, that will be a big relief for us.
Yes.
Okay, so view carefully. That's it. Pop that back in. And I'll try and find some wrapper to go in between that layer. And then let's pop that in there.
There we go. I'll carefully put it over.
Thank you. And the third and final package. I hope you're not getting bored of this video, but we wanted to do this. So the buyer from Texas, again, you had to forgive the box. The box is irrelevant really in terms of its condition. The idea is we will wrap that over and you would never know, but it's just purely because it was the best box to fit these 3 paintings, which fitted so well. So if we open this up, and this first top picture, I've got some bubble wrap over there. This is going to get wrapped up, but for the purpose of the video, I didn't want to start wrapping and unwrapping everything. So this piece, I know the buyer is extremely excited about. Yep, you have to pull that up on that side, and then that comes out. So this is called the Lighthouse, I believe.
Yes, it's one of my older pieces again, but this was really just to do with texture and getting the light in the sky.
And the splashes are just amazing.
The texture, when you receive this, you'll be able to see all the different textural bits.
And how many sort of hours would you have taken to paint something like this? Just roughly.
Over about 60, probably.
Wow.
I took quite a good few days on it, layering up the paint.
Wow. And I do remember that when you were doing these type of paintings, you would just go and lock yourself for like 5 hours, come and eat, and then go and do another 5 hours. So I do believe that you did that type of hours. So again, the beautiful, and the birds have come out beautiful. And the more, it's one of those ones, as you step away, the birds become more detailed. If you get too close, it's too blotchy. But when you're further away, if I can show you what I mean, as you get close, but when you step away, the birds, the detail of the birds becomes, well, maybe it's just my colour blindness. Maybe you could tell me that or not. But for me, it's a stunning piece.
Yes, and then the more, we'll just say a little bit more, but the more you look at it, you can see the colours of the sky in the water in certain bits.
Okay, so you've been playing with the lighting.
Layers. Yeah.
A bit like the Sunny Solent.
Yes, a little bit like that, but not exactly.
Yes, because you can see a trace between your pictures as you're maturing as an artist. Okay. Yeah. So we carefully place that to the side. I know it's a big box, and I'm trying to hold the camera.
I'll put it over there.
Yeah, because I've got a big, really stupid, I've got a big drink here. Who puts a big drink next to big, delicate paintings? Now, these two, again, are folded inside each other, honey. So that's it, if you lift it up. So you can see we are trying to pad, and there's a padding at the bottom, so we can try and keep these carefully. So again, you need to careful of the side because that will rip, and I don't really want that to rip. We're going to sellotape that up. That's it.
Slide that out.
Yeah, and remember your picture's underneath, so you want to bring it out carefully. So this one is beautiful. This, I think, was called the 3 Mountains.
Yes, this one was inspired by Bob Ross's, one of his videos that he's done, and it's based on his painting that he did, but it's obviously slightly different because it's my interpretation. But this is what I got from his video, and I just love this piece because I was experimenting using a palette knife.
Yep.
To create lots of different ways of the paint.
And I think I've commented on about it before. You can see the mountains actually reflected in the water in a very subtle way.
Yes.
I just find that, and then the sky is like, oh, that's like divine. If I was out and about and that sky was out, I just have to stop and just admire it. So, and again in the mountain, when you look at the tops of those mountains, you've got the thickness. So not only does it look like a mountain, but you've got the thickness as if you're looking at a real mountain. I'm really impressed with that. I am, and all these pieces, I'm actually really quite broken-hearted to see these things go. Yeah. It's really easy to think these are being sold and they made you money. And why are we raising money?
To get me off to art uni.
And that's the point. So the idea is you're building up Jess's career, and then she can go on and study. So that is brilliant. But the downside is we're losing some beautiful photos, paintings that have been around with us for the last couple of years now.
Yeah.
And we're seeing them go off and ship.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's go to the third and final one because I'm waffling
I
again.
will put
Yes,
this back in the
please.
box.
And then I'll sort them out. That's it, careful, slowly, that's it. And then the final piece, which is definitely upside down.
Sorry, couldn't quite see it.
And then we've got the sunset, which is actually a larger board, like the lighthouse. But again, this is absolutely when you bought this out, and I think this is one of the ones you painted, and I didn't get to see until we started doing the NFTs.
Yes.
And then I was shocked and stunned by how beautiful. So you talked this one through?
So this is one from the Haven again. This photo was taken. There was a photo taken of the Haven, and this was inspired by the photo that was taken off my camera. But this is from quite a while back. But you can obviously see all the texture in the clouds, and it was layers upon layers of paint.
Because this is acrylic paint, is it?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's how you can get that layering, because it's acrylic, you can build up.
Yes. With watercolour you have to layer it up but you can't see the texture, where with the acrylics you can.
And that sun just bursts out of colour, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then you can also see here the grain of the canvas.
Yep.
Deliberately left it so you could feel that it was canvas there.
And then you got your normal acrylic signature of Jess, which isn't one of those squiggles, it's a proper Jess.
Yes.
So this is obviously going out to Texas. So I forgot to say, with the guitar piece, we're expecting that to be picked up tomorrow, like the one for Texas. That is due to be in about a week and a half's time.
Yes.
This piece is a miracle. Apparently this is being picked up tomorrow, and apparently it's being delivered on Tuesday.
Oh, that's amazing.
I somehow don't believe it, but when we sent to Florida, we had a very similar, it was a 48-hour service, and they were only about 24 hours out, so 72 hours rather than 48. So I wouldn't be surprised if this piece arrives midweek.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
And then hopefully the receiver will provide us some video of actually unwrapping and showing us that it arrived safely, because for us that's the most important thing.
It makes my heart nice and warm that you guys have got it and received it and that it hasn't been ruined,
because our whole emphasis is about the buyers.
Yeah.
We want you to appreciate the art. If you love the art, we love you. That's so sick, isn't it? But you know what I mean. It's all about actually sharing this art with everybody else, and obviously we hope that you like the artwork, and that's what this is about. So if you pop that on top of the box, we've got one. We're going to finish off with one final piece. If you just pop that down on the floor, I'll sort that out in a second. I asked Jess the other day, have you got any other artwork? And those 5 pieces have been bought by one of the buyers that's going off to Austria. And then when I was hunting in the cupboard yesterday, lo and behold, I said, what the hell's that? What's this then?
So this is my art folder that I've had for quite a while now, and it has all the bits from since I first kind of started art properly. Not properly, but I got serious about it because I really liked it. So this is my
this is a preview. So our questions are, and please comment below, we're really after input now. Do we want to start investigating whether we turn any of these into NFTs, whether we should consider selling them, what we should do with them? So this is a very quick sneak peek. I said people that we would do this. Yeah, you have to open it halfway because there's like 3 books here. Yeah, we'll come on to those in a minute. And then there's a big folder. Now some of these folders, we won't go into too much detail because I don't want to give too much away, but like...
those ones aren't.
No, come on, go through. Just give a sample of a few bits. Just turn it.
So that was an eye from years ago.
Okay, so that's got a piece on it. And some of these, I think, have got some substance to them. Ah, well, you panda. but it's upside down. Yeah, yeah. And then there's an emoji. I wonder what type of emoji that is. And I remember you drawing that. But more importantly, we've got a bunch of butterflies.
Yeah.
Come on, get your butterflies out. Come on.
So these were a set I did.
I knew you'd done some butterflies in the past. Look at these. Oh my goodness, this has taken me back. I remember, look at that.
These were my more photorealistic ones that I did.
So what inspired you to do these?
David Attenborough's programme, and also going to the Natural History Museum over in London with my grandparents, and seeing them all pinned.
Ah.
Yeah, but I got inspiration.
Now again, this would have been back in 18, wouldn't it?
I think so, yes. This would have been.
There's no dates on the back?
No dates or anything.
So again, these are ones that you've drawn, and then you've cut, and then you've actually stuck a white bit of paper onto yellow. A bit of card. So. Beautiful. So there's a whole set of butterflies. And this is stuff that you said, oh, I don't know. I do love the emoji.
I don't like.
Vote below. Vote below if you think that that emoji should be done as an NFT. Click a like. Just let us know. Should we? Shouldn't we? Maybe we shouldn't. But to me, that did make me laugh when I saw that. So some of these are quite young and girly, and I know you're not so keen on some of these.
No.
But some people might like them. Let us know. Just a few flicks through. But this one
from school when I was in year 7 or 8. One of my final term.
Yeah.
That was my final piece, and it was to do with pop art and bits that I had in my pocket: pens, pencils, a charm of my key set, and then got lots of
trees,
little bits in here. That was quite chalky. That was the first kind of watercolory thing. Some pencil drawings. That one's really not brilliant. That was when I was really young. And there's more of them on the fridge, actually.
Oh yeah, we can show there's lots of things on the fridge as well, and artwork. So we've always been blessed with Jessica's drawing. So there's
very different.
So there is some things here we won't turn into an NFT, but this is just a quick show. I know some of these things were for school as well, so there were some other project things that we're not going to go into. But again,
great.
You say that's not great. That's beautiful, honey. Look at the eyes. The eyes. But what you got to remember is some of this touches into some of your other work.
Yes, that was some Vincent van Gogh stuff that I had.
Okay, we can pick through. But then look what we find. This must have been an early jelly. This must have been a really early jelly. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, come on, show us.
Okay.
Look. Tell us if you want some of these as NFTs. Maybe you don't. Maybe this is just a waste of time. Maybe you love it. I just love that jelly. I just love the style again.
I don't love these bits so much because they're my early work and I'm not.
No, but that's the point, because you've now got a journey. You've got this one, and we've got the computer one, and then you've got your acrylic one.
Yeah.
So there is a journey between the three, and you can see how you've gone and layered your ideas up.
Yeah,
Mr. Hedgehog.
And the hedgehog baby.
Oh, then he's a little baby, and you've got your signature in there as well, which is brilliant. So you've carried that through.
I've always put my signature on most things.
Show it.
I don't think that one has a signature.
Oh, look, there's some love. It's a fluffy boyfriend. It's like, that's like the two abominable snowmen.
And then...
Wow.
These are just some... And then more jellyfish, but let's do with pencil.
There you go, there's another one. I missed that one the other day when I looked.
Oh, yeah. These are a lot.
Oh, yes, these are ones I also impressed me. So look at that. So anybody into bees? That's beautiful. And then that's like your red canoe.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But slightly different.
So again, I know, Dad, I've got no other pictures. No,
because I don't like them as much. Being other artists will probably
agree with you, but you've got to remember there is a link here with all your bits. You can see the stage. Look. It's you. It's like the piece we've just seen. It's you again.
Yeah.
And I know, and look, and it's very important.
Some of these do have dates, some don't.
Okay, so we might be able to get some dates off them.
And then even more.
Oh yes, now again, I love that piece. So we got the lady.
Those two I won't show because they're not.
Okay, but that's beautiful. But this to me again was a stunning piece. The more I looked at this piece, the more I loved this.
Oh, and there's more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's more and more and more. Look at the eyes. I was loving the eyes. Sorry, I've just noticed
and
that.
then my signature's little heart.
Oh.
But this was.
But it's got the
watercolour.
Yeah, it's got the splashes where you just started doing the dripping.
So yeah, that was that. There's no more in that.
No, that's fine. And if you're into green, it's a nice colour. It's green, isn't it?
Green is my favourite colour. So you might see.
Oh, and again, I saw these. Yes.
Recaps of bits and just colours.
Yep. But that again, look at that. Describe what you've drawn there. What inspired you?
It's like a flame of like the devil.
Yeah.
But as being like a nice, like I know devils aren't that nice, but it's to do with kind of a fire and a flame, but in a nice way.
Comment below, tell us what you think, because is this the type of thing you'd want to see Jess draw? Because what we've got to remember is in this space, and this is what I'm explaining to you, Jess, as well, is there's a lot of these type of artwork out there that people are doing. And I was shocked and stunned when I saw you had been doing this type of thing. The more abstract pieces of work, those weird and wonderful things that I'm not an artist buff type thing. I'm not, I don't know what the term is. I'm not a collector of art, but I do love seeing artwork. And for me, that really goes in line with everything else. And I love the tail. Right, we're going to finish this off in a second.
So this was to do with climate change. So like the world in the eyes and then plastic.
Oh, look at that.
World in the eyes and then plastics.
Yeah, and then
lots
some
of
tears and
different
crying.
experimental use.
But again, that's a beautiful concept.
So
should we call it there?
Call it
because we've still got a whole load of things in here.
Lots of different.
But what we'll do is we'll pick through this. But what we need is comments.
Yes.
Should we be doing these sort of things? Oh, you just laughed at that, haven't you?
To show them some more hedgehogs.
Some more hedgehogs. But again, what I like about this one is you've actually put the colour palette in. You started to do that. Well, ignore spellings, whether that's right or not. But yeah. Comment below. Give us a like. Tell us whether this is the right type of material you want to see or not. Whether we should be minting these things or not. Maybe you think it's maybe overboard or too childish.
I do think it's a little bit.
But it's not your choice.
No, it's you guys.
Because what do we need? We need these guys to actually come and buy things. Because by doing so, that raises the money, which means you'll go off to college in September. A couple of years in college. Then where are you going to go for a year?
Hopefully Edinburgh. I've got plans to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's university, but you said there's something in between you've got to go.
Foundation year. So I'm thinking art foundation year. So I'm thinking either Brighton or
Bournemouth.
There you go. So
you always get that one wrong.
Yeah, because my brain goes. What's it called? There's lots and lots of ones like that. So. And
we're both our family's quite dyslexic, aren't we? So we do struggle with words, but obviously you do well with paintings and I do okay with the tech side. So from our point of view, comment.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you do like. We're obviously, there's a commission that we've got to start soon.
Yes.
You're working on a new piece. Ready. Well, it might not be ready, but at least you will reveal it. I know we've put a picture up already just to show roughly what you're doing on the bed while you were painting. For those with children, don't advise your children to paint on their bed.
Yes, I've got lots of.
We've got an adequate painting table outside in the house, and you still paint on your bed. But from our point of view, we're going to at least talk about that piece and reveal it on the show in whatever state it is.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you haven't had much time for this couple of days, have you? Because you're home economics. But that is the last piece of school. You've left school.
Yes, I have all my other exams done. All my exams done. It's the last piece of my coursework.
And boy, you've spent hours and you're having to do... What are you doing with your home economics?
So it's obviously my coursework, and I did lots of cooking for it. And it's all the planning and explanation and getting all the pages ready to print off and then submit.
So you've had to show us
on the exam board.
You've actually had to do the ingredients, haven't you, and the calorie counts?
Yeah, the costings, the calories, the protein, all the different nutritions. Yeah, not nutritions, nutrients, sorry. There you go.
Right, well, thank you very much for spending our time with us.
Yes.
Do like down below, that really helps, as everybody else says. We need to try and get some subscribers. We need to try and get people more interested in the Jess art. We're going to do the interviews. We're going to keep publishing some more NFTs. And we're going to keep at it, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, any last messages?
I've just got a lot of new things coming in on the way, so stay tuned throughout this whole new month about to come soon, and lots of different bits going on, so stay looking at what we're up to. And
thank you very much to our buyers. We hope you receive your parcels very soon.
Hopefully, yes. So a bye from Jess Art.
And it's a goodbye for Vegas Paul. Speak to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.